All right, it's your man Brett from the Skateboarding Show, and I've travelled. I've actually left the Shire for a change, and I'm here with this man. Could you introduce yourself, please?
All right, Mark from Ideal Skateboards in Birmingham.
That's right, we're in Birmingham at Ideal, at the legendary Ideal, which has been up and running for many years. When did Ideal first open?
1991.
Right.
Yeah.
OG style.
Yes.
OG.
Yes.
So you were selling 39mm wheels.
Yes, we
massive
were.
Draws jeans.
Yes, we did all of that. All the absolutely horrendous product of the early 90s that was essentially unusable. Yeah.
All that sort of weird stuff that is now being labelled retro.
Yes.
And some of us are old enough, like, nah, man, that ain't retro.
That's third generation retro. That is third generation retro, definitely.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
It's a bit awful, isn't it?
Well, we've got a few things in. We have been selling some of that 90s retro stuff.
Right.
You know, it's cool. I'm cool with selling retro stuff.
What stuff have you got in from that sort of? Have you got like the 90s shaped boards and that?
We have got 90s
I've seen
shaped
one or
boards.
two.
If you just swing the stick round a second.
Tell us. Show
You
us.
see, there's a Brian Lottie up on the wall there, and the Mariano accidental gun death board.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Which is slick, right? If I
Yeah, it
remember
is.
rightly.
If you can just follow me, if we get this one down. If any of your younger subscribers want to see just how bad boards were back then in the early 90s,
Oh my god.
look at that shape. Heinous. There's no tail,
Oh
belly,
my god.
nose. Custom made for doing pressure flips at walking pace, essentially, and nothing else.
Yeah, right. Look how thin it is. That is.
Yeah. I know a lot of
like
people. I know a lot of people are very nostalgic for the early 90s, but it was technically a fucking awful time for skateboard hardware.
Yes, it was awful product.
Yes, it was.
With skim the ground tricks.
Yeah. If
No decent pop, no decent power being put into anything.
we were so grateful when Eastern Exposure turned up and everyone started riding 8.5-inch boards and 58mm wheels again.
Yeah, and like hacking at stuff
Yes,
proper
it was
fast down the
beautiful.
street.
It was
Yeah,
a beautiful day.
just like.
Beautiful day when we got our first 55mm wheel back in.
Yeah, and people were going. People were saying, "Don't worry about tricks. Just go fast.
Yeah.
Just do stuff
Barge.
fast." Yeah. Okay, so so we talked about some of the history, and with that also is that this is your second location.
This is our
Or more.
fifth location,
Wow,
I think. Yeah,
I'm well out the loop.
yeah. We've been around. Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you find it? What do you call this area? Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the custard factory.
Custard factory, yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, we like it here. It's kind of, you're a little bit out of town, so you're lacking some footfall. That's a double-edged sword, and you don't get loads of idiots coming in. Because we used to be right by the law courts, and so it's been a few years now since someone's come in and asked if they can stash their knife while they're going to court. So in the summer it's nice here because it's quiet, it's away from the traffic. You've got a little bit of space, you can skate, we can chuck a ramp out and slide bar out on Sunday or whatever.
Yeah, right.
And so we really like it down here. Obviously you need more footfall, but it's kind of a quality of life versus whatever you want to have. When you do this a long time, you just want to have a nice time while you're at work. It's not just about certainly obviously you got to turn some dollar. But at the same time, you don't want to be dealing with idiots all day.
And how are you finding it? Because there's all this big talk about bricks and mortar shops versus internet shopping and the impact it's having.
Yeah.
How have you found that? Have you gone with that? And obviously you've got an internet presence and
forth. So you've got to do that. We've got a slick website. We've got an eBay store. We do all that stuff. Yes, you have to be on that or you're screwed. Essentially, right. I mean, generally during the year, it accounts for, I don't know, maybe 20% of our turnover.
Right. Okay. So still most of it's coming through the bricks and mortar.
Most of it's still through the door. Right. Yeah. But then last Christmas in December, it was pretty much 50-50 online and out the door sales. That last Christmas was when the penny sort of dropped.
Right.
And it was like we were spending 2 hours a day packing up packages.
Right.
To send out. Yeah. So during the year, it's not very much of the sales, but I'm expecting this year as well. Basically, December started, and it was just like there's so many days in December we could have packed up the mail order and gone home by like 1 o'clock.
Right.
Because no one else came in the shop. It was all done online.
Right.
That was pretty crazy. It's the first time we've seen it like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's really beginning to take its impact.
It's starting to happen. Yeah.
I think it's been talked about for a long time, but I think the reality of it actually happening is only really beginning to kick in now.
Yeah. Especially for smaller businesses, for sure. Yeah.
And how have you seen? No, sorry, go on.
No, I can't remember where I was going with that. Anyway, I've lost my train of thought.
It happens at our age.
It does. Yeah.
how's it looking with the skateboarding scene in Birmingham as well? I mean, you've got your ear pretty much to the ground with what's going on in Birmingham.
I mean, considering how big Birmingham is, it's a small scene in Birmingham,
right? And
it's kind of it's a little bit fragmented in that there's only really one place everyone gathers in the city to skate, over at Eastside Park,
right?
Which is, it's sort of tolerated there just because you're far enough out of town that you're not bothering.
So it's not a designated. It's not a
designated skate spot, but it's tolerated there. You
right.
know. And the spots around town, a few new spots have arrived, but you've got to be kind of guerrilla about it. You know, you go late night and you get in there quick and get it done before security kicks you off.
Right. Okay.
And generally, you know, Birmingham hasn't got many skate parks because the city's massive and skinned.
Right.
And we've opened lines back up with the council again about talking about this stuff, because I was a bit facetious to one of the council people about it, and like they got a bit angry with us. And but we've opened portals with them again, but there's not much in the way of skate parks in Birmingham. There's only a few, and so they do tends to be a little bit localised, where guys all skate their little park, and that's about it.
Right, those little satellite parks.
Yeah, the little satellite parks are their little
Yeah,
self-sustaining scenes, which
is
all good. But like, you know, it's you know, there's not like, you won't find 100 kids up at Central Library like you would have in like 1992 or something. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But
yeah, even I skated that spot a couple of times. Yeah.
So you don't get massive congregations except for at East Side. Really, that's the only place people congregate now.
Right. Because I think there's kind of this weird phenomena where we call it social media, and yet, I mean, I certainly remember in the 90s. I mean, it might have been slightly different in Cheltenham, but I'm getting the impression from what you're saying it was relatively the same, that we kind of had to have a meeting place in town, and all the different locales and villages and whatever around would all come in and meet, because we couldn't just text each other or WhatsApp each other to find out where we were. It was like, we meet at the mini ramp at 2 o'clock on a Sunday, we have a sesh there, then we all go street skating.
That's it.
And if you missed that meeting at 2 o'clock, you were knackered. You were walking around Cheltenham all Sunday trying to find everyone.
And if it was a wet day and I couldn't get a fire going and start flapping the blankets and the smoke signals, the session was none. As simple as that. But but I get what you're saying. So there's not the congregation spots there used to be.
And like you say, I've noticed over the last, maybe even longer, maybe like 10 years or so, that fragmenting of kids barely willing to talk to each other when they meet up at skate parks. All of a sudden you're like, well, you could, no, this is skateboarding. I
don't know, I mean, that could be like, you know, curse of the earbuds, where you go to a park and everyone's skating to the music and not talking to each other, or, you know, you're saying, get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, they can't hear you when you're hacking towards them. But that's just, you know, who didn't have a cassette Walkman back in the day, you know? There's no real difference there, but, you know... Or the
Muska style big headphones is what we were looking for.
Yes, when we listened to our Muska Beats, definitely.
That's what I was trying to rock.
I mean, you know, times change and social interaction's always changing. And the skateboarding is just another part of society which will have exactly the same social interactions, and the effects of technology will be exactly the same on skateboarding as it would be on fishermen or, you know, people who collect Pokemon cards.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're so very image conscious that some of that social media stuff, some of it, I think we've kind of led in some ways. I think some of the Instagram stuff, we've been quite influenced. Only because
is that the Royal Skateboarding we, you think?
Well, I just think there's some. I think as an industry, skateboarding's always been very image conscious. You know, the days of blank boards are long gone.
Thank fuck, yeah.
because everyone's trying to pick their niche market within the market of skateboarding. To get to their demographic. And I just wonder if maybe, you know,
I mean, Instagram's custom made for skateboarding without a doubt.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Putting short video on, it's like that's what you want. You can say to your mates, "This is what I did today. Check this out."
But you know,
who wouldn't be stoked? If I was 17 again, I'd be all over it. Definitely.
And you hear of other industries talking about, now I think we can use Instagram in this way, and you're like, dude, we've been doing that since it started, like in skateboarding. What's taking you so long to figure out that's how you can do it? Like, you know what I mean? That's sort of
it would be the same. You know, we go back to the 90s in the shop, and guys would have, you know, one of them would like save up his pennies forever and buy his like chunky VHS video camera.
On the shoulder.
You'd make your little scene videos, and they'd bring videos into the shop, and we play the videos in the shop. You know, so it's a smaller scale, but it was still the same thing.
Still
people go, oh, who's that skating? And then you go, oh, that's the so and so mob, but they've made their own little video, you know, and it'd just be running in the shop. So,
I mean, with that in mind, also when you talk about locale like that, Do you find that there's particular brands that sell very well here in Birmingham, or particular styles of brands?
No, I don't know. I mean,
maybe you don't know compared to other skate shops. I don't know, but
yeah,
you know,
there's
like,
always things that sell in some places won't sell in another. But like you say, because of social media, it's so diffuse now that like, you know, a young guy getting into skating, he can pick what sort of style of skating he wants to get into, you know, because there's so many styles. You can say, right, I'm going to be an 80s guy and ride these big boards and do boneless ones, or I want to be like a polar guy, or I want to be like a creature guy.
All day and no compliance.
Yeah, that's you can just pick and choose, because it's a massive smorgasbord of skating now. You can choose whatever area you like and whatever style you like.
And again, coming back to that subculture within the culture of skateboarding.
It's macro cultures in skateboarding now. They're all over the place, and so, you know, we try and have a bit of everything in, so people can choose what they want, you know, because when we carry a lot more boards than most shops, and we're only scratching the surface of, like, I mean, we've always got 150 to 200 decks in stock,
right? And
we're only scratching the surface of like what's there, you know.
I did mention that off camera before we started. I mean, you've got this whole wall here, which is lovely to see, really beautiful to see, and then you've got them piled up here. Literally piled up, and then round the back of the counter. Oh my good gilly god! Look at that! It's like someone's gone. Forget the stock room. Just bang them out here.
Yeah.
And we were looking at that madness. Quite like this madness one here. But not that I'm promoting any one particular brand. But have it Beckett, because we love watching you skate. Big up him for that. Yeah, okay.
You got to say fair play to Blind for always having a vert prawn down the ears.
Yeah, good point. That's a
novelty thing. The original street company has always had a vert pro.
What more can you say? Yeah. I mean, do you notice the influence of having a vert ramp in Birmingham in terms of creation? Not so much, or
no. I mean, I think there's literally about 3 people who come in the shop who skate that ramp.
Right. Okay.
I mean, they all rip it. But like that, you know, I don't think there's not a huge amount of guys skating vert, which is a shame, because it is a wholly different beast of skateboarding. I mean, I skated vert quite a bit when I was a kid, and like, it's a different ball game, especially on huge ramps like that. We were skating 8, 9, 10 foot vert ramps.
80 styles, 90 styles, one,
But that thing is a different beast altogether. But it is. Yeah. If you've got the legs for it, have a go at vert skating, because it's.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah. Out of breath really quickly.
That whole weightless thing is something. It's a different kind of skateboarding.
Yeah. Okay, and so we talked briefly off camera, but you're gearing up ready for Christmas now, I guess. We're getting towards the end of October, beginning to move into November.
Yeah, you know, you just got to try and make Christmas work, so you've got a bit of fat on the bones for January and February to lead you through to the first half term.
Right, yes, I've heard that before, that January is, you might as well just shut up and go home.
Yeah, I mean, November's the same as well. November's a dead month.
Right, okay.
Yeah, well, hopefully the internet takes a bit out of the way, but it's just a case, I mean, November's dead just because, obviously, if you're a little kid, you're not going to come in here and buy yourself boards and shoes when Santa's about to stump up.
Yeah, right.
And so you make it last that little bit longer.
Yeah.
Until Christmas comes along, kind of thing.
Mum, Dad / Santa are going to provide.
Yeah, Santa Cruz.
Good thing. He's here all week.
Yeah, try the veal.
Right. Well, it's really nice. I mean, this is what, I don't know what a skate shop should look like nowadays, but just seeing, you know, the fact that you walk in through the door and the very first thing you see is skateboards.
That was entirely the idea when we did the fit. When we did the fit in this place, we wanted to walk in and be under no illusions as to what you're walking into. As to what
you do here and what
goes on. It's not like, oh, here's all your £40 t-shirts and there's a few boards at the back, thank you very much.
Right.
We were going to be like, okay, you walk in here, you're getting skateboards, this is a skateboard shop.
Yeah. That's beautiful. And then you do have, obviously, all your...
Of course we got the garms,
software.
Man. Of course we got the garms.
Man, this is all over footwear, blood. And some backpacks. Don't put your skateboard in them, just ride it.
Yeah, obviously you got nice little, some retro pieces up the top.
Yeah, you got some nice pieces up there. We got the full on,
got the Santa Cruz rear
single
shoes,
kicks and everything going on.
All your ex-murderers and Nazis, here they are.
I did say you are free to say anything as outrageous as you like.
Yeah. Well, there's no gator reissue. Can't figure out why. But
Awkward.
but the Lucero, that was my Lucero bars. That was the very first pro board I had. First pro board I had.
In the middle, in the green.
Yeah, wonderful. I wanted
Beautiful.
the Grosso. The shop only got Lucero.
Oh, right, okay. Right, well, I've taken up enough of your time. We're getting close to closing time, is it? Well, Saturday, you've been here all day.
15 minutes left.
15 minutes. We don't need to fill any more time. We've seen that you've got an amazing skate shop, that you are a stalwart of the British industry. I think everybody should know.
Cockroach of the British industry.
I think it's really important to know skate shops. And, you know, as I say, even growing up in Cheltenham area, you know, I still knew what Ideal was, and that it was, you know, a legit skate shop. Yeah, even in Narm. You weren't there, man. No, it was, yeah. And it's interesting, actually, sorry, because we're connected, we have to keep walking. It's interesting, your photo wall, you know, there's one or two faces on there that I recognise, obviously.
Well, yeah, I mean, these are all, you know, local skaters on local spots. And but they're
obviously
all pro
the
shots.
big man, Mr. Baker, up there.
Yeah.
With his pop shove over the rail.
We
got Vaughan.
Yeah, and there's obviously that great shot of the gongs on the old ramp there.
Oh my gosh, right,
Yeah,
yes. Oh yes, you used to have the mini ramp, didn't you? Yeah. Oh, and there's the phone. Shall I leave you to get the phone?
Yeah, I'll get the phone. Hang on a sec.
Let's just say goodbye then.
Right, nice one.
Real skateboarders, real skate shops.
Just have
support
fun,
local skate shops.
Don't worry about it.
Bye.